Hello everybody, this is Niklas Hoschmidt and today I would like to show you an insane time scramble between the challenger of the 2018 World Championship match Fabiano Caruana and the reigning world champion Magnus Carlsen. And this game was played in the Sinquefield Cup 2015. Caruana was playing with the white pieces, Carlsen with the black piece, and we're starting out in the critical position. Before we get to this though, let me read out to you the comment of the day, and it's by Lennart Ootes. He says, "Absolutely amazing analysis. Thanks sir for explaining the idea so deeply. Hope you reach top 100 as soon as possible." Thank you very much for your kind words, Lennart, and well, I hope so too. Alright, let's get to the game. So in this situation it was the 35th move and Caruana played bishop d5, and let me tell you the time situation at this point. Caruana had 11 seconds to make 5 moves, and Carlsen, he had actually, if I remember correctly, still 1.5 minutes or so, but he let it tick down all the way to 19 seconds. And what you need to know about this is that usually in tournaments, super tournaments, they play with half a minute increment per move. So you make a move, you get 30 seconds on the clock additionally. But in this tournament they didn't. So that was all the time they had to make it to move 40 when they would get another hour. So Caruana had to make 5 moves in 11 seconds, and of course not any moves, but good moves. So Carlsen let his time tick down to 19 seconds, which is just crazy, considering that he still had 1/2 or 2 minutes. And let's see what he did. He played bishop takes d5. Another option would be to go bishop f3. Now white would need to go knight g4, attacking the bishop with queen and bishop. And black needs to take on g4 and rook takes g4. And white is a bit better here. He has a better bishop, and good choice because I'm not going for this, because here there's not too much where white can go wrong, even if he has only very little time. So Carlsen went bishop takes d5, knight takes, queen to c6, attacking the knight on d5, and Caruana quickly brings back the knight to c3. Carlsen plays an active move, a good move here, queen f3. Well, a good move definitely in time trial, because you're scared when your opponent's queen is coming so close to your king. And Carlsen does what is very natural in this kind of situation, especially when you're low on time. You try to protect your pieces, get more pieces to the king, and he plays queen c2. If he had more time on the clock, I'm pretty sure he would have found rook to b8, which is leading to a quite promising position for white. After rook takes b8, queen takes b8 check, king h7, white picks up this pawn on e5, rook e7, and here this is what you had to see. Now white has this important move, queen to d5. The queen is attacked on f3, and after queen takes d5, white has this intermediate move, rook takes e7, bishop takes e7, and knight takes d5. And I think white has very good chances here to win this position, even though black with his bishop and also potential pass pawn here, remote pass pawn on the king side, probably also has good drawing chance. But this is of course playing for 2 results here for white. But rook b8, of course, not that easy to see if you have, I'm not sure at this point, maybe 6 seconds or so on the clock. You just want to make some moves, queen c2, so this is the 38 moves, 2 more moves to be played for white, and he has reached the time control. Here Carlsen played rook ed8, very natural move, doubling on the d file, but also an inaccuracy. Black should go rook d3. Instead, the point is not to allow, not to allow white playing queen e4. And the rook is very well placed on d3, blocking the black pieces. Alright, so rook ed8. And here Caruana goes rook b4. Very natural move. Once again, protect your piece as much as possible. Don't get checkmated. But this is also a mistake. Well, first of all, why can't white take on g6? Well, this would be a very bad move, since black can now play rook d1 check and checkmate on h1. But Caruana could have gone queen e4 when he reached an endgame, which is really, really good for white. After queen takes e4, rook e takes e4, he would have made the time control, and he's pretty much on the verge of winning here in this endgame, as his pieces are actively placed, black has weaknesses, and black is not having much counterplay right here. Of course, not an easy move to make if you leave this d1 square unprotected, but black cannot go rook d1, since after takes, white now has this important move available, and white is just completely winning here, being up interior. Alright, so Caruana played rook b to e4, and now Carlsen played the most natural move in this position, rook d2. It's also a good move, and at this point the situation was 3 seconds against 4 seconds. So Caruana 3 seconds, Carlsen 4 seconds, but both only had to play one more move. And here Caruana plays the losing move. He takes on d2, which is just a reflex. Just take the piece and then see what happens. If he had just a few more seconds, he would have never done this, of course. But because he was so on low on time, he just played whatever came to his mind, didn't really think about it. Reflex move, and he has to resign the next move. Actually, we can play this out real quick and then I'll show you the other options. Black just takes back. Now they both made time control. Caruana had an hour on the clock, but it doesn't matter. He could have 10 hours, and he still needs to resign here, as black's threatening the queen and is threatening to checkmate the white king. So he actually just resigned right here. There's nothing he can do anymore. So instead of taking on d2, he needs to move his queen. And any of the 3 squares available would have been fine. They're all leading to an equal position, even though for Carlsen to find the correct move, he still had to make one move with 4 seconds on the clock. Would have been not that easy. So let's see the different options white had at this point. He could have gone to b1. Now, probably Carlsen would have just played rook takes e2, played maybe king g7, something like this, protecting pawn g6, and the position is equal as the black queen is so active. Also possible is to go rook h to d4, which is a much harder move to make. The point is that after rook takes e5, black can go rook h4, and black forces a draw as he gives perpetual checks here. King has to come back to g1, as after king e1 there's the checkmate on h1. So this queen b1, that was one possibility. Another one was to go queen b3. Maybe this is the best one, because here to keep equality, black needs to find rook d1 check, making use of this pin. And after rook e1, black can just come back with his rook. This would be a repetition. And after queen takes d1, black is also having just in time enough counterplay, going h5 and going h4, opening up the position in front of the white king, and can once again force a perpetual. So queen b3 would have been a very good try. Another good try would have been to go queen a4, and I feel also a very natural move, because once more protecting this rook just in case. And here, to keep equality, this would have been, I think, even tougher. You would need to find bishop f4. I cannot believe that Carlsen with 4 seconds on the clock would have banged out this move. This would have been completely ridiculous. The point is once again to have ideas to sacrifice on g3 and open up the white king to give perpetual. So if you take, then it's immediately perpetual. And if, well, there's not much else white can do. You can, instead of letting your opponent give perpetual, you can give perpetual yourself by taking on d2 and then giving checks here. But white is not in time to do anything else, as black's threatening to take on f2. So nothing to do. This would have been also equal. But in either case, it's more black who has to make the draw than white, obviously. So Caruana took on d2 and had to resign the next move. Yeah, just insane time scramble. Definitely recommend you checking out the video of how the players played it. It's in the description. Even when I look at it today, I get like my heart pumping myself, because it's just insane to see the clock ticking down, and those players just have to make moves so fast, and then even the best of the best make a lot of mistakes, as you can see here. So what's the lesson to take away from this? Well, kind of easy to say in hindsight, but don't let yourself get into very severe time trouble, especially if you're not getting 30 seconds per move. I think not getting in time trouble is one of the best skills you can have as a chess player, because so many mistakes are made. And if you have enough time then to spot the mistakes your opponent is maybe making in time trouble, then you can really improve your game by a lot. Alright, that was the insane time scramble between Caruana and Carlsen. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments, and then I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.